Hello all, my name is Ryan Olson with WHITEBONE Creations, and on this channel we feature some how-tos, some hunting, some fishing, and some cooking. Today I'm going to show you how to European a pronghorn antelope or speed goat, whatever you call them in your region. If you'd like to see this hunt, it is the previous film, happened less than 24 hours ago. This process that I'm going to show you is very much production based, so it goes very fast, it is quick, and my style of filming is I'm going to get sharp, up close imagery, and then I'm going to use voiceover to kind of discuss what's happening because I am doing these in between a full-time job. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comments below. Know that you're going to see some gory stuff before we get to the final process. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Let's get right into it.
First things first, I'm gonna get a pot of water started boiling because I got about 10 minutes worth of skinning to do. So I like to just get things in order so I can take the skinned head and go right into the pot and try and get those horns off early. So I've been home for 24 hours and I put those skulls right down in the sink, completely covered in water so flies don't get in them. And to hydrate a skull prior to skinning, I think gives you a really, really good end result. Now I'm going to show you me skinning 2 of these, but I'm going to speak over this one a little differently, just so I can get a few things out of the way. I'm utilizing an IBK or interchangeable blade knife from a company called Silverware. Great tool. I've skinned over 1,000 critters with it. I like to come in the corner of the mouth because it's an easy starting place, and then I just skin my way all the way around. You do not have to be nice and tight up against the horn because the horn will come off the horn core and separate from the hair. So it would be ideal not to cut the horn with a knife trying to get super close when in reality it doesn't really matter. Then I like to remove the eyes, remove the bottom jaw, and then I take a screwdriver and come in the ear canal, pop out what is the auditory bowl or like an ear butt, and then I take a 5/8 wafer bit and kind of wallow a nice clean hole, right? This is really not changing the aesthetic of the skull, but it's a really good way to get it clean and to rinse the brain out early. All right, covering all that, I'm going to show you a little bit slower how I'm going to skin the next one. This is also very much a reality when doing summertime skulls, as you're gonna get flies. I like to bag everything and just keep it separate, and then I like to put a lot of water down to keep things from sticking, and then I like to keep my environment really, really clean. The second that meat and stink is gone, so are the flies. Okay, y'all, just a tick slower. So I'm going to come in the corner of the mouth. I'm going to cut around the mandible. Then I'm going to lift the lip of the mouth, and I'm just going to skin around the face. Anywhere that meat hits bone and creates like that spiderwebby effect, that's where I'm going to put my knife. I'm going to skin all the way around, make your deep cuts around your eyes, your deep cuts around the ears, and make sure you get all of that flesh removed from that skull. Next, I want to remove the bottom jaw, so I cut right and left of that mandible bone in and out, so 4 cuts. And then I also like to take a wing cut across the corner of the mouth, like you took your finger and drew a line in the corner of your mouth, and then hyper extend it the other way, and it will pull that jaw right off. Next, we're going to do the eyes, which is always a fan favorite. Slide your knife around the eye socket and cut yourself a rim. I get my finger in there, and then I can cut behind the eye and pop those right out of there. Moving to the ear butt, I take a thin Phillips head screwdriver, I go down that ear canal about 1.25 inches, and then I just pressure it out, and then you'll hear it pop. I do that to both sides, then take a knife and kind of clean out that area. Then using a little 5/8 wafer bit or a paddle bit, I kind of just clear out that opening so it's nice and clean. From there, I move it into a position where I can hit it hard with the garden hose and I wash out the brain. I love this white, fleshy look, like it's been underwater for a long time. I find that I get the best results if a skull is really hydrated and really, really wet. Y'all with me? All right, that pot I had boiling over there, or warming the water, I slide both those skulls down in there so that the horns are completely submerged underwater. This process right here only takes about 10 minutes. I pull them out, lay them on the concrete, and it's real important to twist. I like to stand on one with my foot and twist, and the horn caps come right off the horn core. From here, I take a Sawzall and I cut off 3 or 4 inches of the top of that horn, just the horn tip. It allows me to wash in there, get it nice and clean. Then I take a knife and just make a little slice on that membrane. And what it does is it allows it to kind of shrink and split, and then it washes off real easy. I do this 4 times, drop the skulls back into that boiling water, add a little dish soap, and then take those horn caps and I just go into clear water until I get a few minutes to wash those in and out. Once the skulls have simmered/boiled for a few minutes, they're ready to start washing. Here's my rule, y'all. I'm gonna take a 1500 PSI commercial hot water washer and I'm gonna spray into every hole and every orifice. Anywhere there's meat or tissue on this skull, I'm gonna make it go away. Let's get to washing, y'all. And just like that, we're all washed up. So, utilizing fresh water in our pot and about a half gallon of GLB shock oxidizer. This is a 27% by volume liquid peroxide oxidizer you get from the pool supply. I pour it into that pot, I add both skulls, and I bring it to a simmer. In the meantime, I go over to the horn caps that came off and I take the power washer in the fan mode and I just blow off all the excess in and out and I set them in front of a fan to dry. At about the 10-minute mark, the peroxide has done its thing. It is sanitized, it is whitened, it has done some degreasing. I pull them out, rinse them, and then set them in the sun to dry. I move them in front of the fan overnight. They dry real well. So I dry fit those horns just to make sure everything fits good and right. I mix up a little bit of Bondo, automotive Bondo. I slide it inside the horn and then I slide the horns over the horn core and let them dry. The final step here is I put a coat of flooring mop and glow on them to seal the bone, give it a nice lanolin smell, a hint of a sheen, and it is the final product.
Okay, y'all, this is the final process. You kind of saw it in the beginning. This is what they look like. You can see where we took and removed the auditory bowl right there. I am a no nasal cavity guy. That's a huge dust up for many people. I prefer less stuff in the nose. I'm a hunter, not running a museum. So these sit on the wall like this and I get less problems when there's less material. That's it, to each his own. I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying it's my favorite way to do it. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'm gonna continue to just put up species and animals that we've already done just to keep the content fresh and coming, just as people that are new to the channel or new to hunting and they're interested in preserving things. Hopefully some of you veteran guys pick up some sort of tip. Maybe I learned from you from the comments. All good. Thanks like always for watching and be kind to one another.